Former UK leader Nigel Farage told us, quote, "This video is yet another total humiliation for our country. The Prime Minister's soft-touch approach and refusal to address the root cause of the illegal Channel crossings has turned the UK into a global laughingstock. This latest video is an advert for soft-touch Britain under Labour. It comes as it was confirmed 50,000
Afghan TikTok star live streams from a 4-star UK asylum hotel, teaching 70,000 followers how to pay smugglers and sail in at 4 a.m. Nigel Farage calls it a humiliating advert for soft-touch Britain. How many more before the channel becomes a red carpet?
Sickeningly, he then encouraged others to stump up thousands of pounds to people smugglers to make the same journey, claiming, quote, "Being stingy is not good for God," and, quote, "Those who want to come, this is the best place." He also called living in his hotel a dream.
کس مادرها کشور خوارتان خونیست مادرتان نگایم کس فروش دوستایی که میخواین بین بهترین جای است زدنی جای است بخی بیا این تو چشم تنگ نباش کسش کشورت با بیت خونیست که تقدر بخیل هستی درست زندگی کو انسان مور زندگی کو 4 تا رفیقت که بگو بیا چون قدر بخیل هستی بخیل بودن با می خدا خوب نیست خود تو میبینی کس فروش که جان خدا در خطر میپرتم خیست میایی.
The migrant later took part in live chats with his followers in the Afghan dialect Pashto, with his fans quizzing him on coming to the UK. Some of his guests appeared to include other asylum seekers in different hotels across the country. One told the influencer, who flashed his purple room keycard to fans, that the Crown Plaza Hotel was a nice place. The videos had a combined 870,000 views before being taken down halfway through a second live stream when The Sun alerted TikTok. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage told us, quote, "This video is yet another total humiliation for our country. The Prime Minister's soft-touch approach and refusal to address the root cause of the illegal Channel crossings has turned the UK into a global laughingstock. This latest video is an advert for soft-touch Britain under Labour. It comes as it was confirmed 50,271 people have now crossed the Channel in a small boat since Sir Keir Starmer took office last year. The shameful landmark was reached on Monday when 474 new arrivals were brought in aboard 8 boats. Dozens of migrants have been caught making social media posts celebrating their arrival in the UK. Smuggling gangs routinely advertise their warped services on social media and highlight Britain's multiple pull factors, including plush hotels, a string of perks and discounts, and easy access to illegal black market work. The government operates around 210 asylum hotels across the country, costing taxpayers £3 billion a year. The Home Office has insisted they will all be closed by the next election.
I have spent years watching the British left turn our asylum system into a laughingstock, and this latest circus proves my warnings were spot on. A TikTok star who films his illegal crossing like he is on a gap year holiday, then boasts from a 4-star hotel paid for by the British taxpayer, is not an accident of the system. It is the system the modern Labour Party and its allies wanted. They have spent a decade stripping out deterrence, watering down laws, and signaling to the world that Britain is open for business to anyone with a dinghy and a camera. The result is a country where smugglers now use our own welfare budget as a marketing tool. Look at the numbers. 50,000 arrivals since Keir Starmer walked into Downing Street. 50,000. That is the size of a small city, and every new arrival is housed, fed and given spending money by the same treasury that claims it cannot afford tax cuts for working Britons. The $3 billion a year we now burn on asylum hotels is almost exactly the same amount the Treasury took away from pensioners' winter fuel payments. While our grandparents choose between heating and eating this winter, Alexandra 420 and his 70,000 followers sip room service tea and film reviews of their en-suite bathrooms. The left tells us this is compassion. Compassion is what we used to show to genuine refugees fleeing immediate danger. Today, the word has been twisted to mean anyone who can pay a French smuggler €5,000. The old rule was simple: if you were truly in fear of your life, you claimed asylum in the first safe country. The new rule, written in the back rooms of labor conferences and NGO boardrooms, is that Britain must take anyone who prefers our hotels to a refugee camp in Italy or Greece. That is not compassion, it is national self-harm dressed up as virtue. The Home Office says all asylum hotels will close by the next election. I have heard that promise before. In 2022, Preeti Patel vowed the same thing. In 2023, Suella Braverman repeated it. Now Labour recycles the pledge like a student copying last year's coursework. The reason the hotels never close is that the left has built an entire industry around them. Charities, law firms, transport contractors, and catering giants all feed from the $8 million a day bill. Closing the hotels would mean thousands of Guardian-reading managers losing six-figure salaries. That is why no minister dares pull the plug. The taxpayer-funded gravy train is simply too tasty. Meanwhile, the smugglers grow bolder. They no longer bother to hide their adverts. TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram are full of price lists: 5,000 for the basic package, 7,000 if you want a life jacket that actually works, 10,000 for the VIP route with a larger boat and a lower chance of drowning. Each advert ends with the same pitch-free hotel in Britain, cash every week, no ID needed. The left screeches about hostile environment policies, yet the environment we have created is the most welcoming on earth to criminal gangs. Every time a conservative minister tries to toughen the rules, Labour MPs and their Lib Dem allies team up with unelected judges to block it. Remember the Rwanda plan. It was sabotaged by lawyers who flew to Strasbourg at midnight to obtain last-minute injunctions. The same lawyers now lecture us on human rights while earning $300 an hour from legal aid. The same MPs who voted against offshore processing now tweet photos of themselves at refugee charity galas, wearing rented tuxedos, and patting themselves on the back for their moral superiority. The deeper problem is that the left has captured the institutions. The BBC calls every arrival a refugee before a single claim has been processed. University lecturers tell students that borders are racist. Church of England bishops, living in palaces, denounce anyone who questions the system as unchristian. The result is a culture where a migrant can mock the taxpayer on camera and know nothing will happen to him. His videos were only taken down after the Sun asked questions. TikTok had been happy to take the advertising revenue for weeks. And where is the opposition? The Conservative Party talks tough but spent 12 years in power building the very hotels they now condemn. The Rwanda flights never took off because the Treasury refused to pay the bill. The French never policed their beaches properly because our Foreign Office kept handing them millions with no conditions attached. A serious government would have told Paris every boat that leaves your shore costs you 100,000 in lost trade. The crossings would have stopped overnight. Instead, we got photo ops and waffle. The only solution is to rip up the entire structure and start again. First, withdraw from the European Convention on Human Rights. It was written in 1950 for a different world and has been weaponized by judges who think every Afghan who prefers Britain to France is a victim. Second, create a new category. Anyone who arrives illegally from a safe country is automatically presumed to be an economic migrant. No hotel, no cash, no lengthy appeals. Detain, process, and remove within weeks, not years. Third, use the Navy to turn boats back in the Channel, as Australia did with great success. The left howled, but the boats stopped. Critics will scream that this is impossible. They said the same about Brexit, then about vaccines, then about deporting foreign criminals. Britain is still a sovereign nation. We choose who enters. The only thing lacking is political will. Labour lacks it because the party now depends on the votes of London boroughs packed with new arrivals. The Lib Dems lack it because their activists think borders are a fascist concept. The establishment lacks it because they profit from the chaos. Yet the public sees the truth. Every poll shows 2/3 of Britons want channel crossings stopped, even if that means leaving international treaties. Working-class voters in the Red Wall are deserting Labour not because they are racist, but because they see their towns filling up with young men who have never worked a day here, yet walk around in designer trainers bought with money that could have funded their Nan's hip operation. The anger is real, and it is growing. So I say to the left, keep laughing, keep calling us names, keep waving your refugees welcome signs at airports. Keep defending a system where a man can break our laws, mock us on camera, and still be rewarded with a hotel room. Every viral video like Alexandra 420's is another nail in your electoral coffin. The British people have had enough. The next election will not be fought on transgender pronouns or green taxes. It will be fought on who controls our borders. And when that day comes, the smug grins of the TikTok migrants will be the best campaign advert the right ever had.